open to us now. We go into space.
I've been holding my action. It's time to go.
So we should be live.
Hello.
I have a question for you, Garrett.
Yo.
Are you gonna be on camera tonight?
I don't think so.
Is there any way that you can make it think that you're on camera so that the order is correct? That would be helpful. Yeah. Just because, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that did what I needed it to do. That way, when we flip over and everybody has their characters and the names and everything, and I don't have to go with the generic blank one.
We also need the vibe. What's our vibe tonight?
It is
35. We're like stuck in the 30s.
Hmm.
Wild.
I wish I was still stuck in the 30s.
You mean in your 30s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. Okay.
I don't remember my 30s.
Yeah. There's a lot of my 30. There's a lot of my 30s that I wish I didn't remember. Married. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So so here we are. We're live, and last time on Up and Away and Over Destiny, the party
we actually, we got everything done.
defeated the Mech Chaos faction, the people that were in control of the power station, along with the visitor, the little purple girl that was a tiny sin mystic person. You charmed one of the guys into reassembling the station into a workable order. So the station has resumed power, and
I forget. Did we have to kill him at the end?
did we?
I can't remember.
Oh hell, I can't remember either.
the charmed guy.
Yeah,
the charmed guy.
Yeah, we killed him.
Yeah, we did for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Because didn't he?
He became uncharmed. That's right.
Yeah. That's right. He started to he started to question. So he was not being so charmed anymore. He was not charming anymore. So yeah, you've defeated them. You've thoroughly looted the bodies, even so far as taking out their mech pieces that were integrated with their biology, and you somewhat looted the station as you went through. Then again, it is it is the property of some people that you're working for, so you probably don't want to steal too much of their stuff, but just throwing it out there that there's a bunch of stuff in there if anybody thinks they want to pocket anything. I just know you guys that, sometimes people are somewhat unscrupulous. It's fine. Comes with the territory. But anyway, that is where we are. So you are currently just right there, right in the right at the entrance of the power station. What are you doing?
Walking back.
So you're gonna walk back to the janky, the admin office.
Yeah, Argyle can't do much else.
Okay. I didn't know.
Argyle literally just almost died.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody if you guys wanted to stop and check for to try and heal a little bit, or if you just wanted to head straight back, or if anybody was going to tend to wounds. I don't know if anybody has just healing proficiency, but I don't think you've done that.
That's the thing. I think I got stabilized, and then they used my healing stuff from my pack to get
Mhm.
me back to where I am. So I'm kind of where I am.
But you're not the
And
only
I
one that
remember,
got hurt.
and I remember Cameron said that he didn't even decide to take any healing spells.
Yeah,
So
I knew Gothics didn't have any spells, but my question is, I don't know if anybody else has any free healing, or if everybody's used all their healing,
I'm pretty
or
sure
if
we
any of...
healed up as much as we could at the end of last session.
Okay, so you did. That's my question.
Yeah.
All right. So you head back, make the march back. It's a little bit easier in the light now that there's more light. And Kegel has been with Quisquilarum, Bill Gardig, and Bob Gardig, and Stebus Janky.
Thank you.
Janky. That would be the main guy, 3-armed, 3-legged, 3 eyes. Uh, Bill and Bob was the guy that was connected together at, like, the 2 guys basically connected at the torso. And then Stebus was the big round guy with the face in the middle of his torso. And the Jankies, while all this was going on, and Kegel were searching the yard for the parts. Speedster parts. That's one of the first things they were doing, because that's obviously they needed to gather those things to pay you back in the event that you were able to get the power station running. So Jay, what is Kegel doing? What is her modus
She
operandi during
modus
this time with
operandi
the
was
Jankies?
was to learn how to construct and understand the makings of a speedster.
Okay. All right. So they tell you that they're gonna have to gather various parts, bodies, engines, you know, the repulsor mechanisms, and as they kind of gather parts, they attempt to explain to Kegel what the part does, how, as much as they can about how they're going to put it together. But they tell you that they're going to put everything together to everyone's specifications once the people get back, so that you guys can decide as a group, or if you need to call your captain or whatever. They basically tell you, oh yeah, we're just going to gather all these various pieces, and then we're going to let you guys kind of decide what how they how you want your speedsters configured. Because
I'm
they're...
just requesting one thing,
Uh-huh.
and that is to learn how to disconnect the braking mechanism.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and make me a couple of, I want to say intelligence, unless she has a skill that would be... does she have the fantasy physics skill?
Pilot airship.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm not trying to show your character sheet, even though I just did.
Eh.
Let's see.
It has all my
Okay.
numbers on it.
Oh no. Alchemy.
Now everyone will have it.
Oh yeah. It's a leak. Yeah. I don't think there's any specific skill that she has. So go ahead and make me like.
Don't worry, it only shows us the bio and info.
Oh yeah, true. Um, make me 3 intelligence checks for her as she's learning about these things.
Intelligence check 1. Intelligence
Solid.
check 2.
Not bad.
Intelligence check 3. Oh,
Derp.
2 out of 3 though.
That ain't bad, yeah.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. As they're gathering the parts, things are getting more complicated. So at the beginning, you're tracking really well. Actually, your rolls kind of make sense. At the beginning, you're tracking really well. And then, like, as they're going on and explaining, it's like, Kegel, she's like starting to ADD out a little bit. And then by the end, you're like, you're going to have to
Well,
refer to your notes. But as you've amassed quite a large catch of parts, you see that the party is trudging back. They look like they have taken a beating, but it looks like everybody is still alive.
janky.
Ah, your people are back. Hello.
Hello again. Did our friend here cause any trouble for you?
Oh, she's just been soaking it up like a sponge.
Don't call
boy,
her
that could
me.
be. That is so.
I'm sure she has.
There's
She
just
does that
like
very well.
there's deeper levels to that. Deeper levels. My God.
So, we have amassed a great deal of speedster parts, but we need to know some things. Your specifications for the speedsters.
Argyle takes the arm gun, the one that he had to cut out of the guy, and throws it at him and says, "Can you put this on it?"
I could put anything on it. Sure, but that's not exactly what I was talking about, though. Enhancements such as that you would have to let us know unless you're planning on finishing them yourselves.
Just threw his brother's arm at him.
Hmm?
Argyle just basically threw his brother's arm at him.
I mean,
Mechanical one?
no, you threw the gun, right?
Yeah, this gun.
Oh, oh, not the green one.
No, he's keeping that green gun, dude. No, that's the whole reason he took that son of a bitch, because it can stick up and turn and fire.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I mean, they
Mhm.
were they weren't exactly, they're kin, but they're not brothers.
Yeah.
The guy wasn't his brother. And they were violent insurgents, so there's that.
Yeah.
Um so the janky Chris Calorum, the main guy, is like, ah. So, first of all, how many speeders do you require? speedsters. How many teams are you guys gonna have?
I don't
What
think
were
we
we
ever
saying?
discussed that.
I thought we said 3 since we wanted to take 15 or something, right?
I thought it was 3 as well.
Okay. So how many?
3 speedsters, I think, should be enough.
3. Okay. How many total crew? Driver, passengers.
I
You
don't know,
see,
how many do we think?
there's various bodies of speedsters that they have kind of gathered. And think of a speedster as about the size of a modern automobile. So think of you could technically have one that's just like a 1 or a 2-seater, like super compact, or you could have something larger like a truck. And he has like there's all different ones. There's ones that are kind of like they're just like a single seat, really sleek. But then there's kind of bigger ones that look like uh more like monster trucks, but a little bit smoother.
Maybe we should have one speedster with one person in it, and then other speedsters with multiple people in them. Just to try different things out.
Drake steps forward and he's like, "So the way these races work is that they're long stretches of straightaway, and that uses the jet. Then there are other parts where you have to go over mountainous regions or possibly through canyons that are curvy. So you can't use the jets because you'd never be able to maneuver. So you have to use the wheels or treads.
We got this
Then,
guy named Anakin, this kid named Anakin.
yeah, yeah,
He's gonna be able to get. He's gonna be able to get us through the canyons.
yeah, yeah,
Using
yeah.
that, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It's Luke that flies the canyon, Beggar's
We
Canyon
just,
back
we just
home.
need some of the metachlorians.
Yes, many. And then there are parts where there might be water, and so that you have to use the. It's more like a boat,
The hydro,
I think is what you'd
the
call it.
hydrofoil.
It's like a yeah, exactly. It's like a hydrofoil. So there are going to be different parts here, and the race is long. The thing is, we really have to think about this because most people don't finish the race. Either they get distracted, they get killed, or they give up.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to split up or go into the smaller ships then. But I still think if we're capped at like 5 or 6 a ship, just get 2 beefier ships and then stick together for most of it. But I could see having like a smaller, speedier ship and then like almost like a monster truck for a second. So there's 2 different styles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so. Uh, right now is
I think
you
that's a good
might want
idea.
to. Yeah, I was gonna say right now you might want to think about strategies.
Argyle's not a strategy guy. He has wandered away a little bit
Hmm.
and has found the largest, most unwieldy looking
Penis.
vessel that you could ever see.
Okay.
And he's like, I don't know how far away he is, but he's like, this one, mount the gun on this one. It's just kind of how he
Ah,
is.
the Stebus looks back and he goes, that's a starship.
Still, it can still work. We can put wheels on it. Mount the gun. He's also a little delirious because he's only at 4 hit points. He's just
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like, I mean, you're kind of like, Argyle is not in this conversation.
Yeah.
Argyle could barely be in this conversation even if he were like lucid and at full hit points because he doesn't understand a lot
Okay.
of what's going on.
So Mike comes out of the Explorer and he's like, everybody all right? Don't look so good.
Ah, no,
It was a bit of a rough one back there,
I
but
don't feel so good. But I still want the gun on this.
We've got communication back with the ship. And that field is down. What happened?
I believe we found some transcript of a party trying to keep us captive here.
Why?
They don't want us entering the race.
Huh. Well, that's news.
Yeah. But anyway, Mike,
There's
what do you
also
think
a little
of
purple girl that looked like Gretchen. Somebody killed her. Thank God.
Uh, who the fuck is Gretchen?
Mike knows who Gretchen is.
Does he?
Mike was there for a good. Mike was there for all of that, wasn't he?
Gretchen was in the capital. Mike was in the west, the wasteland.
Oh, maybe he doesn't know Gretchen. He would know like the other two girls that look like Gretchen.
Sasha? Ah,
I
Sasha,
think he was there
Masha.
for Sasha's.
He
Yeah.
he
He would
was
be there
he
for
was there
Sasha,
for
maybe.
Sasha just like barely, but at the time Harrison was playing Mike, and I'm gonna say that that just from the way that I know that Harrison's style is, I'm pretty sure I can safely say that Mike probably was not interested in Sasha, not paying attention.
Mm.
Would that be accurate, Harrison?
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah, yeah. That's so.
And if no one really brought up to him that there were multiple, like, he wouldn't even really know. He would just be
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that person."
yeah, yeah. I feel like at the time Mike was not super interested in what the other people were doing or any of that stuff. So Mike probably doesn't actually know who Gretchen is, or he would likely be like, "What? What are you talking about?" So
Walks away grumbling. I know who Gretchen was. She looked like fucking Gretchen. I don't give a shit.
so I got some information. Mike says, "Come back to the Explorer." Actually, Janky, is it? Can I transmit the information to you? Of course. Let me do that. So Mike transmits information that he has gotten about the Luxi 50,000. And he transmits that to the Janky Janky's computer so that you can see it. So the Luxi 50,000, obviously it's on this resort moon of Ascreedo that they have recently redone. No one will know the layout of the track of the race because construction's been done under this kind of world shield, this moon shield. And so nobody knows that. But what you do know is that there are what they call districts. And the districts are essentially cities because it's the circumference of the moon. It's the 50,000 miles is the circumference of this moon. So 50,000 miles and it's a resort. So there are like these cities, these districts, and part of the information on here is that the districts are all themed.
Is one of them like District 12? And there's a girl named Katniss that lives there?
No, the districts are themed for whatever pleasure is being done there. So, for example, there's lots of gambling. So there are many gambling districts where it's
So
just
there's like a blowjob district.
there are
A
pleasure
red light district?
districts. Yes, there are pleasure districts. There are commerce districts. So there are various districts all along the way, and it's a resort. So it's like basically, people partying it up, people betting on the race, people relaxing, doing drugs, having sex, having the greatest vacation that they could ever have. So that's basically the advertisements and the literature and the information from the race. But what you have is um, also instead of just one track, there are multiple tracks that intersect and kind of go, and it's the moon itself, it's like just a stripe around the outside. So you can see how the race is going to be interesting because you won't know where what's you'll make choices blind essentially. Like you'll get to a fork in the road and you'll have to make a decision.
Okay.
Do I go into the town? Do I try and go through the town? Do I go water, left or right at this point? Like I don't know what's that way or that way. So I'm basically giving you an explanation of what the race is going to be like because you would have this information so that you can kind of make
Sure.
an informed decision about your tactics. And I will also say that if you decide to like contact the captain, essentially the captain will leave it to your discretion, but he would probably have the other player characters, the other like away party people chime in as well. So
Okay.
think about that when you're making your decision. It's a full party decision because obviously now that you have contact with the Destiny again, that can easily be relayed.
Sure. Um. hmm.
And if you have questions about the race that you want to look up, just ask me.
Do we have to make the decision now on what kind of speedsters we want, or can we come back to it?
Well, I mean, it depends on how long you want to stall, because really, I mean, they're ready to go ahead and they're ready to go ahead and start putting these things together for you. And I mean, you've done your part of the bargain, so there's nothing else to even do here at this planetoid. Otherwise, you're headed off to the race. Headed off
Anya
to
would have, once she got this information, Anya would have worked with a couple members of the bridge crew to research past races and try to determine what types of cars are most likely to win.
Okay, well, that's fine. Let's do that then.
Do I need Anya up?
uh,
Probably.
maybe, yeah. Where
Let me
is
see if I can pull her here.
Little Bridge?
So Anya would have worked with she would have worked with some of the bridge crew to determine type what types of vehicles in the past have won this thing.
Who is Anya gonna work with?
Let's see.
Oh, she's probably not there. You've got
That's what I'm looking for the crew. And here we go.
yeah, they're under Starship Destiny crew.
Yeah, that's where I am. She would be working with Commander Astra and what's his face? Matt.
Matt. Oh, okay, of
So
course.
she would be working with Astra and Matt to determine how uh this all might go down.
I see. I see. That makes total sense. Matt's huge. All right. Okay. Is Anya taking the lead on this? Let's find that out.
So I would say, well, I don't know. So she's the one who brought the idea to Astra, who is her superior officer, and
Uh,
also wrote that in. So it would be up to Astra as to whether Astra takes the lead or Anya takes the lead,
so
because that's how the military works.
yeah, so basically your EXO, when you bring the idea to her, she's like, "Can you do it?" That's her question.
I believe that I can with help.
And you're calling Matt up?
Yes.
I can assist. So go ahead and have Anya make an intelligence check.
Ooh, right on.
Oh, there you got it. The uh the commander wasn't actually that much help. So she
Mhm.
kind of stepped back and let Matt assist you. What kind of information are you trying to find?
So she's looking up historical records
Of
for of the race.
Well, there are no historical records of this race. This is the first annual, so it's the very first one.
Uh, so, but there are others. There
There
obviously are
there
other
are
races.
others.
Okay, so what she's gonna do? So this is gonna be complex. She's trying to cross-reference races on similar moons or planetoids, and within the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, that and trying to find what types of vehicles seem to work well in this type of race. Who were the win who were the winners and who were the winners and what were they driving?
Okay. So what she finds is that most of the time on this race, they the 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 race, everything about the the track, even though the track is wide, everything about the track is manufactured, is terraformed, is created, is engineered. And so different races, they all have the same elements, but it you they vary. There are some that are heavy that are really speedy races because they're heavier on long straights where you can just go and hit the warps and really just like fly. But then there are races that are like kind of treacherous where there are not many long stretches and there's lots of mountainous or canyon regions, or some of them have like a lot of water, and you're like the whole, it's like almost a water race with just little bits of land. And so what the computer brings back is that there are different winners for different races. So like if there
But
was
are there within this, because obviously, you know, real life, there are professional racers.
of
What
course.
who are the common denominators in
Well,
most of these
there
races?
there is no real life. What real
Is
life are
there a
you
goat?
talking about?
What'd you say, Harrison?
What real life?
I said, is there like a goat, like a greatest of all time?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what you actually find is that the biggest racers, the top tier are Laputans, so halflings.
Okay, so the top tier are halflings.
So
Okay,
Yes.
I'm actually smaller than the top tier.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
And
so any of this information that gets transmitted, that has been transmitted down to the planetoid, all of this is going with it. So they're gonna know this because she's
yeah,
gonna send all the information with it. Um, so okay, that's something. So Lopitans are good, are top tier
yes.
in
And
this kind of a field.
yes, in this kind of a field, but there are winners of all various species, even ones that you're not familiar with, things that you haven't come in contact with. Um, there uh no robot drivers. You're not allowed to have a robot driver.
That's funny because you read my mind.
Yeah,
Because
no no
in my mind, I was
Well,
thinking we actually have a robot.
Yeah.
So
No robot
Teagle
driver.
would like to bring forth a little bit of a plan. Since I have the ability to make things look like they're there, but they're really not there. I might we can steal someone's racer, and when they get ready to race, they think they're gonna walk over and get in it, and when they go over to get in it, they're actually getting in nothing because it's really just like a spell.
There's only one problem with that, and that is that the the information states that the racers are tracked and the racers are recorded. So one of the things is that your vehicle will always be tracked to make sure that you're not jumping ahead in an illegal way, using some kind of a teleport or something along those lines, because that's against the rules of the race. So your
Oh, I'm not
vehicle is
playing by the
tracked,
rules.
and there's
This is a
basically audio and visual image of inside your racer and the point of view of your racer for things like media and stuff like that, because remember, this is a race of people are paying attention. People are going to be watching you because they're going to be betting on you, because it's not just about the race, it's about people making money from the race as well. So everybody's going to be fucking listening, everybody's going to be paying attention. Literally, if you're in the racer,
I'm
you're
not in the
you're
race. I just want
you're
someone else to do other racers there, and it's not
But that's impossible, Jay.
at the start of a race.
well at the start of the race, but the thing is, it would, if you stole it, it would be tracked.
I'm not have to take off the tracker or destroy it with a gun that shoots a big laser.
I mean,
I
you
think he's
have
trying to
the
say that this is a televised event, and
yeah.
so there's no possible way that you could kill every single thing tracking unless you were compromising the race itself.
And
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. It's a big televised event, so it's again, it's if you're entering the race, you're entering as a racer. You're basically
right.
signing over the rights to use
I'm just
any.
trying to think of ways that we can sabotage other racers. Have a grenade in their racer that would to have some kind of timer on it that would go
I
off at a
mean,
certain
something
time.
like that. Yeah, you might
Yeah,
be able
I'm
to
just
do
thinking
something
this
like
is
that
just
if you were
this is just
tricky enough.
play our advantage, not to I mean, anything that would allow us, because the whole point of this is so we get we'd win the race, right?
Here,
Exactly.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. All right, anything like we are not professional racers, but we are professional. We're professionals in a different way. But professional racers who are gambling and people who are gambling on this have already thought of everything that you're going to think of to try to sabotage a race, to try to win their
So
money.
you're automatically saying that we're not smart enough to pull this off.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
Yes, he
that
is. Yes.
what I'm saying is that anything that we can think of has probably already been thought of and done before. So we have to so we can still do it. We just have to keep that in mind, and we have to be
So,
vigilant. We have to be vigilant that it doesn't happen to us.
which
So
is
And
it might
that's
be it
fine, but
might even
let me
yeah.
redirect the game back to the where you were trying to figure out it was it if you're going to think of plans and stuff, the main thing you need to think of right now is what speedsters you need. So refocus it back
Yeah.
to that. Are you done with your research, Dan?
If that's as much as I can get out of it,
That's
yes.
about as much as you can get out of it. Oh,
I
by
have
the
a
way,
question about
there is a goat. The current guy, he is a Loputan, so a halfling named Shizzle.
I
And
have a
Shizzly
question
fizzle.
so I can understand a little more about this. How because the winner of the game gets like the head or whatever, right?
Yes.
So there's always different races and different ways to like go about, about this race. So are there multiple races, or is it just one race with multiple like paths to win?
One race with multiple paths to win.
Okay.
Think
But
about it
now-
like you've played Outrun, right?
Yeah.
Sega's
course.
Outrun. Okay. So think about how like when you first start up an Outrun game, you see the map and you can make those choices. It's kind of like that, but more thinner. It doesn't it doesn't go like but that's the
Oh, I know.
idea. Like the
I
the
played that game
paths that you
and I watched you play it many, many, many
Oh
times.
man, yeah, of course. I played the shit out of that game.
I know you did.
San Francisco 2049.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, so that's kind of how to think of it. There's different paths that split off and
The
go
other
through
thing-
various districts or various, hazards.
So are we
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
try to like win this thing fair and
Well,
square?
Well, that's the other thing, though, that I was about to bring up is that
I don't know, but
we-
if you're
we
going to
had-
try and win it at all fair and square, you need to have racers. I mean, if
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought that the plan was that you were going to try and figure out both. I thought the
Yeah,
plan you had
that is
told
the
me
plan.
that you were
Yeah,
going to try
that's
and
the
figure out
plan.
both. And it's fine that you're talking about the one, but you're with the janky jankies right now, and you can always figure out sabotage
All right.
on the
Well,
way.
who can pilot? Who can pilot? I mean, who has the ability to pilot?
I mean, technically,
Kegel can.
anybody has the ability to pilot. However, somebody that either has some other similar piloting skill or a high dexterity, that's going to be your choice for actual driver. Though, again, remember the race is going to be several days long, so it might not be a terrible idea to have multiple pilots if you're going to have multiple people in the vehicle.
Well, I thought we were going to have 3 pilots.
But what I'm saying is if you have 3 speedsters, yeah, you have at least 3 pilots, but you might need 6, it might be better to have 6 pilots because what if something happens to somebody or whatever? I don't know. Anyway, the janky jankies asking you, what do you want? So talk it out. What do you want?
Anya sent down her recommendation, but she's actually not there. Argyle doesn't have the ability to he's
Well, what's Anya's recommendation?
all Argyle wants is that
The
gun to be
gun
mounted
mounted.
on
I
something.
know.
So Anya's recommendation is that at least one of our pilots, um, Timmy is at least one of our pilots because Timmy is the closest thing we've got to a Loppenden.
Yeah.
Also, Anya has sent down. She has sent down what seems to be the most common Loppenden style racers that she can find, including the last couple that were piloted by this goat guy. So that's what she sent. That's in the information package that she sent.
Okay.
And since I don't know what those racers look like, I can't talk. I actually can't tell you guys what it is, but that's the recommendation.
They're Again, they're kind of varied.
Are the cockpit styles similar? Because it is a Lopatin.
Not always. Not
Okay.
necessarily. No. Because you have to think.
Steve's making this as difficult as possible so that we make all the decisions.
Well, yeah, the idea is not for me to make the decision. The idea is for you to make the decision.
So, question: these Lopatins who have won in some of the longer races, how many crew members do they have?
Usually for the longer races, 2 to 4.
Okay, so that is absolutely something she would send down. That
Okay.
each of our racers need at least 2 to 4 people. So depended upon how many racers, at least 2 to 4 people.
All right. So,
Small to medium size. I want the one that looks the coolest.
well, because you guys are kind of retarded,
Yeah.
here's what I'm gonna say. Maybe the best way to go about this.
To roll the car.
Well, you could roll the car. That you could do that. To pick your teams.
Okay.
Right? Because if you pick your teams, if you figure out the 3 groups of people who are going to race, and remember, not everybody has to race. Like Thiwar, his plan is to go and he's going to perform in one of the districts. He doesn't even know which district yet. So some of your people might not even be in the race. But the idea is to figure out, okay, who are our 3 teams? So maybe figure out your 3 teams and then you'll figure out. And again, you have 3. If you have 3, you can make them different to account for, different stuff. Whatever.
Okay. So we probably want teams that are similar in size. So maybe Timmy, if he's going to be the pilot, with Kegel. And who else is short? Anya.
Anya's not going to race. Anya has already decided that she is going to lead the team that is going to try to steal the thing if any of you racers don't make it. So Anya's actually is not in this. That because that's a factor too, is that if we don't win, we still want this thing, so we're going to try to steal the damn thing. So that's a consideration to make to take into account too. Argyle wants to race. I will tell you that. Argyle absolutely wants to race.
Maybe that's a better way to do it. Just to get us through this.
Who wants to race and who doesn't?
Yes. What characters want to race and what characters do not want to race? Okay, let's start with who is racing. Garrett, are any of your characters racing? Because somehow I don't know if I don't see Sid racing. Not that he couldn't, but what do you think?
Yeah, I just don't know how Sid will be useful on the race, really. And if Thor is already committed to singing.
Unless Thiwar wants to race.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how having that performance with Thor changes anything. Like, do we have any other plan related to that, or is that just an option we threw out at the beginning? I don't know, because then to me it makes more sense for Thiwar to race and Sid not to.
Okay. I think there was some idea of like it could be some sort of possible distraction, but nobody actually said how that was going to work. So if the war wants to back out, Hans Proner obviously can back out, man. You know, it just adds to the myth. Actually, if you enter the race as
races
fucking Hans
as
Proner, that
Holy
might get
shit.
some eyes. So,
I mean, I like that idea. I might do that.
all right,
Enters
okay,
Hans.
okay. Well, then we'll say, let's see. I'll put my list down here. Okay, so Thiwar is racing. So you said Argyle. Argyle is racing. Anya is not
Mary is racing.
racing,
Yeah,
and
and
Mary is racing.
Mary will race because
Okay.
Mary has piloting skills, a little bit of that airmanship
Mhm.
piloting, and plus having a healer in the race might actually be a boon.
Yeah. Okay, Cameron. Obviously, Timmy is racing. What about Guthix and Solus?
I feel like Guthix could provide good utility, and Solus, being so dexterous, could also be useful. So I might just enter all of mine.
Okay,
No one.
that's fine. Guthix and Solus racing. All right, Harro, Ren, and Chud. Racing, not racing.
Ren will do some racing, sure.
Okay.
And is there like a pit crew?
So the way that these races work is that you're responsible. So there's not really a pit crew unless you take them with you. You are your own pit crew. However, because there are all these districts now, and not every race has this, but some races have actually there are people set up, or sometimes there are people who are not affiliated with the race who are just there because a lot of people come to just do business and not always sanction business. So sometimes there are people who will like pop up like garages essentially
Mm-hmm.
that like if you're having problems you can like go to these people. The problem with some of those is that the information that you have is that sometimes they are unscrupulous, taking advantage of desperate racers that can't fix their speedster.
Do you still have any of those drugs?
Gotcha. I'll have both characters go then.
Okay, all right, so then Ren and Chud are racing. Okay, and then what about UJ? Kegel is racing, right?
I
Or is
guess.
Kegel not racing? Is Kegel rather gonna stay behind so that she can
How can
do
we?
shit?
How many? How do we have this many racers when we only have so many race? Like, how do you? I mean, you only have to have so many things that can race.
How many people are racing so far? Can
Like
you
a
count them?
shitload.
A good
And
bit,
that's what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
true. One,
We've already
two,
got like
three,
4 fucking
5,
racers.
6, 7, 8. There are 8 racers currently.
Right, but I mean, how do you have that many
There
race?
we have it. Eight's perfect. It said that crews were usually 2 to 4.
All right, I'm crew.
Well, no, he was saying that we already have enough. So it's the question is, does Kegel want to race? Does Rumby want to race?
Yeah, we can choose who wants to. Like, I'm fine with having some of my characters stay out. I'm just saying that if I, and given the option to race, sure.
Given the option, I mean, Rumby wants to race, of course.
Okay, that makes
Just-
sense.
And Kate would rather be like a pit person to fuck with people's shit and or to improve it.
But again, a pit person is racing because they're you got to be with the speedster to fix it. It's 50,000 miles. You can't just like sit in one
Well,
spot.
yeah, but that doesn't mean you're actually like in the seat racing. Like it's part
Yeah,
of the
that's not really what we're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna have like a couple drivers, like
Yeah,
2,
yeah,
3
yeah.
max, but multiple people can be in the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
So that's 10.
That means that the crew to go and try to steal the damn head is Anya and Sid.
So we're definitely doing that operation then. While
I-
currently while the race is going on.
I feel like we need a backup plan because if one of y'all people lose, we still need to get this thing.
Mhm.
Actually, no, she's got a third person because the third person to actually uh, get in there to fly the damn thing, if we actually do have to steal it, we need the pilot.
Yeah, true. You
So-
would definitely need Guy.
So I need Guy with me.
Though the problem with that is that for this operation, Guy would be absolutely conspicuous as fuck. Because he is literally known for piloting this vehicle. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he is known as the pilot, the famous pilot of this. He formed the head, so he's super conspicuous.
Okay, so then Anya doesn't take Guy. Guy can
What?
be in a backup. Guy can be in a backup role. Guy can give Mike all the information that he needs on how to fly this thing, and I can take Mike.
Strange question, but would people be dressed up as Guy, like in the crowd, like as part of this celebration? So
There's
could Guy?
there's a possibility.
My God,
No, I'm
Guy,
wondering,
Guy
could Guy
cosplays
be
as
disguised
himself.
as Guy?
The thing is that there could be guys, there could be drakes. You never know. There could be anything. There could be people
That's what I'm
dressed up as
saying.
Hans Proner.
You should see if he can go as himself. See if that's an option. And if it's an option, then cool.
So actually, if I have Sid, Mike, and Guy, I might have a team to get into the thing.
You got to take Sid just in case there's some carnage. Build an
Carnage
army.
and computer issues.
Well, true. That's
Yeah.
true. Sid does have the some
Sid has
research skills, so
Sid has some has those kinds of skills.
that is true. That is true. That's well. All right. So you've got 10 racers then.
Okay. If
You've got
that's
how what are your teams? How are you dividing them up?
okay, are we doing 2 or 3? It sounds like those were 2 main. How many speedsters are we taking, people?
What was our final total number?
10.
So 4 and 2, or 4-2-2.
4, 2.
That or
4-2-2.
That,
or 4-2.
wait. 4-4-2 or
4-4-2.
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple ways you could do it.
Or 4-3-2-1 if you just have one guy in one.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do 4, obviously, but yeah, if you're sticking with 3 speedsters, then those are your choices.
4,
So
3, 3.
again, I mean it's really everybody. It's basically everybody in the party except for Anya and Sid. Thiwar, Argyle, Mary, Timmy, Guthix, Solus, Ren, Chud, Rumby, Keegle. What are your teams? And then the teams should pick the speedster.
Okay.
The captain is actually authorizes people to go down in the Lucchesi so that everybody can be there. Because the captain is like, they're taking too long to decide this. I've made an executive decision. Send the others down and figure it out.
I see.
So yeah,
Okay.
captain sends everybody down, but Anya and Sid, who have decided not to participate in the race.
Oh,
Okay.
good. So if Mary's down there, Mary is going to, let's see. I actually have this written down. Mary has 4 cure light wounds.
Oh,
Okay.
So before we do this, maybe we can. Who besides Argyle is badly hurt?
At the current moment,
Ren's got some damage.
A little, not too much.
let's see. Guthix is at 11 of 18.
Okay, Guthix sounds like he might need something.
Did you guys use your kits?
Yeah, we used them.
I still got my kit.
Ren has used his kit.
If someone needs it.
Somebody used Argyle's kit on him, so.
Well, I'm saying if you need my kit, I got my kit.
I mean,
Argyle
I'll
could
take
probably
two.
use your kid. He's
Yeah,
like
Argyle.
half dead.
Here,
Yeah.
take my kit.
Timmy
Okay,
is
so
10 of 18.
all right, so
All right, the
Argyle.
kit. 5.
9 of 36. So Argyle is down to 25. Is up to 25%. 25% of full.
It's so fucking funny. Remember when like it was like, oh god, thank goodness I got 9 hit points.
Yeah.
Because
At
we had
level
like
2.
yeah, we had like 9 hit points or 11 hit points.
For some of us, things haven't changed.
Yeah,
buddy.
it hasn't changed
Yeah,
a whole
true.
lot.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna put a cure light on Argyle last though, but who of the other 3 worst?
I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to
11.
take out Ellie.
I'm 9 of 16.
Timmy is 10 of 18.
Okay, so
HP.
Timmy got ran over.
He
Yeah.
did.
this is true. So let's go with Timmy first. So hold on, let me do this because I actually have this set up to do. I just need to get her over here. Go to my spell list and find it. There we are. So, all right. So on Timmy, make it over here.
Oh my
On
god, you
Timmy,
gotta be kidding me.
what?
I just got a text from Michigan number. It says, my name is Christy Davis, but it's got periods in between
Lord.
every letter. And then it says,
Oh Lord.
am from Michigan. I'm 40 years old. I won a sum of 70 million Powerball lottery on February 12th, 2020. I have decided to donate the sum of 20 million to 20 citizens from my mega bonus program after the spin back.
Click the
Click
link.
here
Oh my God.
to see my winning interview. Send name,
God.
address, and date of
Oh
birth
God.
to
Oh, nice.
Richard Wayne, and then there's like a telephone number. Fuck it. 1518-261-0439 to insist your accomplishment.
So everybody, if you hear this, and I don't care if you're watching this 3 years from now,
Yeah.
spam that motherfucker.
No, seriously. The very end it says send to this guy to insist your accomplishment. So
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
You gotta
that's-
insist on it. That's for
It's-
sure.
Make sure you learn how to
You
block
must
That
it
is
and
insist on
blocked.
your accomplishments.
Yeah, that's blocked. Okay.
But Steve, the 20 million, it could be
Yeah,
yours.
it could be
Yeah.
mine. Christy
Yeah.
Davis is trying to make me a millionaire.
Yep. All right. So
Okay.
here goes for
Fucking
this is for
hell.
Timmy.
Okay.
All
Is
right.
that 3 total? Is that
So
like okay?
Four.
That's 4. Okay. Here comes Ren.
Hey.
Ooh, not bad for Ren. Who else?
Gothics.
So okay, so Thiwar didn't get hurt.
Oh, Thor was at 11 of 17, so I'm down 6.
So Thiwar's down 6. What's Guthix down?
Down 7.
Down 7. Ah. Let's
Sorry,
see.
Thiwar. I'm a little more hurt than you, bud.
But I had to make Guthix pay for it because he didn't take any healing spells. No, I don't know.
Hey man, I'm not a cleric. I'm a druid. You're lucky you get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll go ahead because Thiwar we can fix Thiwar up at the on the boat.
Sure.
So plus, you know what? She probably brought a pack down anyway, so she can give Thiwar her pack.
Yeah. True.
And then then Guthix gets 2 hit points.
And
back.
from the pack, the war gets 7. So see how that works.
Oh no. And this final one, this final burn is for Argyle.
Ooh.
Ah.
Wow, that was
not bad.
3 max healing rolls.
Yeah.
Right there. That's good. All right. You've delayed enough.
All right.
Teams.
All right, let's sort the people that are going by size and utility. So,
I want to be on the one where they mount that thing.
okay,
That's all Argyle cares about.
you got it, Argyle.
Well, you know what the first good thing would be to figure out your pilots.
I think that Ren and Thiwar should be a 2-person one of them, and it should just be a small, fast one.
Okay, what does Thiwar think about that?
Yeah, Thor's a viable pilot. It would just mean Thor would be the pilot for that. I think he'd be pretty
and
good as a
then
support.
I figure the other shit would be dexterity, and then at least that in Ren's head, he's like, okay, anything else to do with fucking piloting a quick ship is probably like dexterity, so
It
he'd
is.
be good at it.
Yeah, correct.
Because in Ren's mind, well, he's thinking of like, okay, well, if there's going to be a gigantic ship with like Argyle and them, that's probably doing damage, and this is the one that we try to win with.
Okay. Well, Thiwar and Ren could technically switch out.
That's true.
That's usually the idea because, again, the race is a very, very long race. It's like a multi-day race. So.
Gotcha. Then yeah.
All right. Are there any objections to Ren and Thiwar?
If that's what they want to do, go for it.
All right. So there's a Ren and Thiwar speedster, a slick one.
Why do
Little.
I just see the two of them in the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
It's the legendary combo of Hans Proner and Rhyme Crime.
Yeah, exactly. True.
Rhyme
True.
Crime has like a rap verse on
Yeah.
on one of his songs.
Yeah. That's great. You have to enter as Rom Crime too. All right. So Hans
So that's how
Proner.
Hans is gonna get through it, because Rhyme Crime, who is the drug dealer, is just gonna keep injecting him with
Yeah.
uppers.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna call that Team 1. All right. So you have 8 people left. So that's 4 and 4. So you say we know Timmy is a pilot. Definitely.
Okay.
And who let's do it this way. Easiest way to do it. Timmy is a pilot. Who is the other main pilot of the other one?
Right.
So you've got Argyle, Mary, Guthix, Solus, Chud, Rumby, and Kegel.
I personally think Solus would be a good pilot,
Okay.
but you know,
Chud
Solus-
just wants to like be peering out the top and like just have a bucket of tridents that he can just throw.
Oh, wait a minute. Is he taking
I
is
was
he
gonna say
taking heroes on the thing with him?
oh yeah, you
Hero
better
saving
believe it.
shit.
You better believe.
I personally think that Rumby would be an absolutely horrible pilot, but he wants to be.
Yeah.
I mean, that might not be true. Rumby's probably got a pretty high dexterity, right?
Yeah, his intelligence is
mean,
not that high.
yeah, it's
I think having multiple pilots per ship is a good idea anyway. So if one gets tired, the other one can just swap out, and you never have
all
to
right.
stop.
I think
So,
A
Rumby
nice road trip.
would start and never stop because he would always go.
all right. Well, let's figure it out this way. Who does Timmy want to come with him? What 3? What?
All the women.
So
see. I mean,
Kegel, Mary, you got to pick a dude though. There's only 2 women, unfortunately.
shit. Who's the most feminine looking?
Gothic.
Solus, Guthix, yeah, Guthix.
That might be
Remember,
true.
you're coming together.
I think it makes sense to have a party of small people and just have a small, super fast speedster. Then again, I guess the 2-person one is probably going to be small as well. But okay, so if
So you got Rumby, Argyle, Chud, because that's gonna be the
That's the big one.
and Heroes
That's the
obviously has got to
tank.
fit that. So you've got Chud, Argyle, Rumby, and probably
On our ship, we want a really high quality like mic setup and just loud speakers so that all around can hear. If we could do a performance while going.
on the car.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hold on a second.
Like
The
Mad Max
Hans-
A
style.
Hans Proner performance while I'm driving.
Mad Max, baby.
so that's it. So so there it is. Solus, Rumby, Chud, and Argyle. I think would be
like in one
one.
speedster.
Okay, so
Okay.
here's what we got. Okay, so
Plus
team
heroes.
1.
Plus
Okay.
heroes.
Okay. So team 1 is Ren and Thiwar in the slick small vehicle with a crazy sound system. Team 2 is a little bit bigger of a vehicle. Timmy, Mary, Kegel, and Guthix. And then Team 3 is absolutely going to have to be a tank
Gigantic
of
vehicle.
a fucking
The starship. The starship that he keeps pointing at. This one. This one right
This one.
here.
I want the gun mounted on it.
Yeah, so that's Argyle, Solus, Chud, and Rumby. Oh my goodness. And of course
Heroes.
Heroes. All right.
Because at certain points,
Can heroes power it? Just like
heroes,
running on like a
Running on like a treadmill
power
on the
it.
inside for extra power.
Yeah, that
Either
probably
that,
wouldn't
or
wouldn't
every
work
now
as
and
well.
again, heroes had Chud has to get out on heroes and do things.
I mean, if you gotta go off and be on foot for anything, better to have a horse or some way to
Yeah.
get around. You know. All right. So question for Ren and Thiwar. Okay. So here's the question. Are you only gonna get like the two-seater, and do you want them next to each other, or do you want them in line?
Oh, I think in line looks cooler.
I don't know. I think you ought to have them next to each other, and both of you have steering wheels. That way you don't need to.
Yeah, you could have them
Or
in line and have steering
oh,
apparatus
yeah,
too.
I guess
That wouldn't matter.
like a
Two
jet fighter,
steering wheel, two
like a
steering
jet,
wheels.
like a jet fighter.
One
Yes.
controls one left tire, one controls the other.
Well, no.
And
When
the
Well,
somebody
third one, and
when
it's
some
literally just a fake one in case someone boards the ship.
a no, I mean, if you have two, they switch control. This is the
Oh, without
future.
having to switch seats.
The
Yeah.
second one blows up the second that you touch it.
For trade, you want to blow up? Just
What if someone hijacks it, dude? They try to use the other one. Boom!
And they pull the trigger, and the trigger's actually like it's actually like a bomb.
Self-destruct button.
self-destruct button. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
All
I
right.
see this race being Autobots and Decepticons, and they are in Starscream.
Okay. In line. All right. The do you the obviously it's a light thing. Do you want to make it as light as possible? Is that the idea? You want it sports? It's a sports car essentially.
I think that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
yeah,
They-
Okay.
we should have a craft that looks like the
Or
one from like Waterworld.
wait, no. Instead of a sports car, make it like a slingshot. Have you
Oh
guys
my
ever seen
god.
those slingshots?
The
You know what I'm
Polaris
talking about?
slingshot.
I don't know.
I have no idea
They
what
Slingshots.
look
that is.
really stupid. They're like a three-wheeled vehicle.
Yeah, those three-wheeled vehicles that you see sometimes people driving around.
Oh, dude, those things are so fucking
Um,
stupid looking.
Those
Holy
are
shit.
so
Oh, like a
stupid. Yeah, I do hate those things.
like a trike. Oh, okay.
The
No,
slingshot, man. Look it up.
Reverse strike.
yeah.
Reverse strike. I see.
Those things are all over Nashville. They're all over New Orleans, and I've seen a guy here have one. I don't know why somebody here has one, but somebody here has one.
Because everyone up here knows, and like realistically, like you're stupid if you have them, and you should like just ride a fucking bike.
All right. So team two.
Or cars. Anything but. Okay, team 2.
Your speedster. We've got Timmy, Mary, Kegel, and Guthix.
Timmy, Mary, Kegel, Guthix. Okay.
What kind of speedster? What characteristics do they want in their speedster?
Um, I feel like we should have varied characteristics throughout all of our cars for variety.
That one should be a muscle car style. Like a like a like a like a muscle car. Like
Well, like a rat rod like type of thing.
like a big heavy green heavy Chevy Nova
Do
or
you do you want any of your cars? It wouldn't make sense on the first light car. Do you want any of your cars to be heavy on water? Because I'm figuring that your tank, your Team 3 car is probably going to be the big to have big wheels for trudging through mountains and stuff like that. That kind of makes sense. But do you
Sure.
do you want a car that has a heavy on
Actually-
the hydrofoil portion?
Yeah.
Those big vehicles can do hydrofoil as well. They've got them in the military. They just go, and they go right through the water too.
They go through it, but not unless they have a breather, and then they go under it.
All I can say is that the car that you build for the water, don't build it out of carbon fiber, and don't use a PS3 controller.
Yes. It's a PS2 controller, bro.
Oh, it's an off-brand PS2 controller, by the way.
Yeah.
What?
Actually, I think
I'm
it was
almost
I think it
certain
was
that
like a
you actually
Logitech.
have that controller. It is. It's a Logitech, but I'm almost positive that I've seen that exact controller at your house.
Yeah, I think I do have that controller,
Yeah.
and that's what
Mhm.
I'm saying. It's like a PS2 controller. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so Team 2. So
Water.
muscle car.
Let's see. What kind of car is the two-person team having? I want to know
They're
that
having
first.
they're having an inline super lightweight. It's their car is.
Tron bike S car.
I mean, it's probably not that small. It probably looks like an F1 racer.
Like the
Okay.
it's a Mach 5.
It looks like no, because it's inline, so it looks like it looks almost like a two-person F1 racer. It's obviously very sleek, very
Okay, so very
small.
sleek, aerodynamic. I imagine that'll be good on land. Maybe even at sea. Um. Okay, and then we're gonna have the big tank car that's good for traversing areas. What kind of? Can we have like a levitating car or something like if we came across like a big canyon or something, we could just
Well,
fly right over.
again, the straightaways are actually done levitating because you're going like over 1,000 miles per hour on the straightaways. Like you're going
Okay.
fast as hell on the straightaways, which is why there are straightaways and but there are obviously the hazards there are people aren't stopping. The hazards there are it's like a race, like a traditional race.
Sure, sure, sure.
The when you go over the water, the it's more like a hydrofoil, so you connect with the water because the repulsor doesn't allow you to travel very fast on the water. So water travel is slower than
Mm.
the repulsor travel where you're on the straightaways. And then you have tire or tread or some kind of a wheel that makes physical connection with the ground for when you're in a populated district or a place with lots of twists and turns, because obviously you can't be going 1,000 miles per it's just
Yeah.
impossible. So for parts of the terrain that are like that, you would need it's you basically like a car. So those are the three configurations. The three configurations are
Water,
floats,
float.
and goes super fast across land straightaways, hydroplanes across water, and just automobiles across the land.
Then maybe we do have a muscle car-esque kind of setup. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna
Is this
take
the one
that.
that chimes in or no?
No, this
That'd
is
be
the
no,
one.
right?
No, that's no. All right. Any special characteristics to this car that you wanted to have? This speedster.
At some
Okay.
point, Mary is going to surreptitiously take some paint and paint her holy symbol on it somewhere.
I want cool racing flames on the side of it. Phew.
She's gonna bless the car that she's gonna be in.
I think the car that I'm not the tank, not the F1. I think I want it to be like a jack of all trades kind of car, master of none. You know what I mean?
Okay. The well-rounded car.
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of those cars you see out in LA that bounce.
Yeah.
Ugh, great
All right.
hydraulic system. I'm
Team
trying to
3.
I'm trying to flex on everyone as I'm passed by going bumping the hydraulics.
Mhm. Also, light kit on the bottom, neon.
Oh, of course.
All right, Team 3, the big tanky car.
Mhm.
So what form factor do you want this in?
I would say, Humvee.
More like a Humvee, not like a bus.
Oh my God, A-Team van.
Or a van, yeah.
I would say like an oversized Humvee because we gotta fit a goddamn horse on this thing.
True. Okay.
Hold on, let me look at something here real quick.
I'm thinking Humvee monster truck tank setup. Some kind of amalgamation of those three concepts and just
If you're going all out, are you because you're mounting this gun to it? Are you armoring it?
Oh my God.
oh, it has to be. It's the tank.
Hold on, here we go. Copy this and put it in here. There.
Okay. Yeah. That's
I put it into Discord chat for you guys.
that sounds roughly about what Cameron was talking about.
That's yeah, that I mean that
Oh, that
because
looks perfect.
that thing, I can guarantee you, that's one of those that will float.
Yeah, it does look like something that would float.
That will float. That will prevent you from being killed by an IED. That's one of those.
All right. Okay. So the janky jankies begin their work and
Oh my God.
they construct you 3
Here you go.
vehicles.
Here you go, Cameron. Here you go.
Ah.
I've got yours. Here you go,
Okay.
Cameron.
Jesus.
Damn.
Because
So
you know somebody, you know that somebody did that, right?
Oh, of course.
it's pretty
Kind of
special.
fly though.
So the janky jankies they create 3 vehicles for your specifications, and then they have them they bring them up to you in the Destiny, and you fly back to the Destiny, and you have your 3 ships. You still have a little bit of time if you want to tinker with them a bit, and you're off to the race.
Oh, and they did mount the big arm on Argyle's, right?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the big arm is it's it's right in between where those 2 turrets would be on your photo.
Yeah, yeah.
That just seems like the most convenient place.
I can just see this right now. Argyle's up sitting up top with a big arm. Chud is out the back with tridents galore. Just and you've got the two craziest people in the team driving.
I mean, there's a lot of craziness, crazy people on the team, on every team, because
No, but
you know.
Rumby's gonna drive us into another goddamn galaxy.
True. All right, let's see here. Sid.
Yes.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Holy shit! Wow. God damn.
Okay.
Just barely there.
Yeah, but there was actually a penalty to it, so he didn't make it.
Oh.
But that's okay. That's okay. I was just thinking of something a little bit extra here.
As if this party isn't already a little bit extra.
Yeah, everybody pretty much is. Okay, so now that you're back on the Destiny, is everybody kind of continuing what they were doing before?
Argyle is actually familiarizing himself now with the vehicle that he's going to be in and the gun that he's got in there. So he's taking a break from the other ship that he's trying to familiarize himself with, and he's trying to familiarize himself with this thing so that he knows what to do.
Okay. Is everyone kind of let's see. Actually, yeah. Matt tells Argyle that he could probably set up some sort of a simulation.
Mm-hmm. To learn it,
to try and learn it.
Argyle likes that idea. If it'll help him to learn it, he likes this idea.
Yeah. And in fact, he can set up the simulation for the teams so that they can kind of practice.
Wow, it's just like in the simulations. Well, sounds like a good idea.
All right. So everybody is practicing for the race, and next time, because I'm fucking wiped out.
Oh, I guess I got to figure out for Anya the plan as well.
Yeah, I mean, that may have to wait until you get there so that you know what you're actually dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So, next time
She, d-
on
she does
Up
tell Mike, get your fire ready.
Mike. Mike, it's Mike's time to shine. Mike should probably be a pilot, but you know,
That's
he
true.
he he pilots enough. He's like,
He needs a break.
Mm.
He has faith. We got it.
he figured he might have to pilot an actual ship to swoop in and pull somebody out of some horrible wreckage or something. So,
Oh, cool. We
all
made
right.
progress somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I feel like everybody's like run down or high or both?
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
pretty
hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True. So yeah, next time we get into the moon of Ascreedo and Luxenlillinsby and the race and all that stuff. Stay tuned and crap.
Okay, cool.
So
Dude.
that's it. Peace.
Going